Hold on one. All right, so I have to do that again. We have Chuck, or excuse me, Mike Charbo on the social media training tonight, and I'm really excited for you guys to be able to listen and learn from who I am calling the wordsmith extraordinaire. And as I said, just every conversation we have, I get off the phone wishing that I had recorded it because it's always an opportunity. He's constantly training. He does. I don't think you even know it, Mike, but just in talking, you're it's so refreshing because I'm always learning. I feel like you're helping me improve my skills and hone my skills in sharing and in anything I do. So I just want to thank you for your time. Thanks for being here. And let's talk about what works for you. And I'm going to throw a few like scenarios out there if you don't mind.
Sure.
Um, so earlier today we talked about fishing, right?
Hmm.
And we were talking about how it doesn't. So for those of you who don't know, this is Jack and I's middle son Damon, and we love whitewater rafting and fishing. And so I was talking to Mike about, you don't always use the same bait for every scenario. We always have a different pole, different line strength. It takes a lot more time to reel in a sturgeon. It took Damon 3 hours, and he had to pass the rod off to 3 other guys in that 3 hours just to bring it in, right? But this bass he caught, it maybe took him 3 minutes to reel it in. So when you're out there in your day and you have, well, first of all, when you're reaching out to somebody, what's your goal? What's your strategy? Do you have a go-to strategy for every single scenario?
Well, not really. I mean, if you, I learned a long time ago from a friend of mine. He called it the FOR method: family, occupation, recreation, and money. And he says every conversation revolves around that. So if you're out talking to somebody and you just listen, because what do they say? God gave us two ears and one mouth. And you just listen to what their story is and what could be hurting them. Then you can say, hey, I have a solution for that. But this is something different. I mean, the excitement that we get. I mean, Richard, my sponsor that brought me in, that connected me here. We've been friends for years, and here's what it boils down to. Each and every one of us were reached out pretty much in the same basic foundation. Somebody had to open their mouth and talk to us about tapestry. Whether you accepted it at first or not, that's part of the story. I mean, Richard brought it to me. I'm like, yeah, it's only $9. I'll sign up, and I just did that. There's probably a lot of people here that did the same thing because the person called them. And then there's been other people like my friend Michael up there. I called him and we talked about it. Actually, he called me, goes, what's up? And I go, well, let me run this by you. It's just the conversation and bring it up. And when you talk about I'm learning every day, I mean, you and I discussed this earlier, and it's about when we take the challenge on building a business, you've got to learn every day and be the best you can, because you got to be a person of value to the next person you bring in, and that's where it starts. So when you say about conversation, I mean, I'll just, here's one of the simplest conversations when people go, what are you doing to get people interested? And I go, well, what was it that was sent to you by me that got you interested? And you sent me a simple message that said, you know, basically, hey, there's an app development company coming out with an app in a couple of weeks, and it's pretty cool. You're going to be able to download this app on your phone, and they're going to pay you $5 to $25. I said, that's pretty cool, because I mean, by the way, how many? And I kind of stopped short and I say, by the way, how many apps are on your phone? And of course, everybody has a lot. I mean, I have 157. You might go, what the
Wow.
hell? Well, I mean, there's probably three or four I use every day. I got all my banking apps. I go for wheeling with my Jeep, and I go fishing, and I've got all those apps that I don't use. But when I go, right, I've got maps, I've got everything. And there's others out there that people use every day, like Waze. And
Right.
I don't even touch that app, but there's a lot of people that use it. But that's what it gets down to in the conversation. And I'll say, well, how many apps do you have? And they'll go, oh, I got like 40. I go, great, then you'll understand this. I said, this company wants to have you put the app on your phone, and they'll pay you $25. They said, how many other apps do that? And they just look at you and they go, what do you mean? I go, how many other apps have money on your phone? But how many of them are paying you? None. All right, great. Well, this apps, you're going to be able to download it. And based on the data that runs through our phones, and I don't say that app, because it doesn't matter about that app. It's our phones are a tracking device. Everywhere we go, it's a tracking device. It's, everywhere we go. Now, as Walter has said, we don't know that it's you. We know it's an ID. Well, I didn't know that until I listened to Walter talk about it. And one of the coolest videos to listen to is, we call it the French fry video. And it's the one he talks about doing the ad campaign for Burger King and the Impossible Burger, right? And the reason we call it, Richard and I call it the French fry video, because when you see the little, icon, it's got French fries on it. So, or you can call it the Burger King. But either way, you learn from listening to Walter talk about what it does, if it gets to be that. Most people never ask what happens to the data. But either way, getting on with the story, I just say, that's pretty cool. Would you download that app for $25 extra a month in beer money? That's what I say to a college kid or a millennial or something like that. And they're like, yeah, that's a no-brainer. And I go, great. How many friends would you share this with? And literally, one of the kids I know, who I come over here and he does work, I said, Brody, how many people do you think you'd share this with? He goes, easily 100. And I go, so let me run this back by you. You're going to be able to download an app and get up to $25. You're going to get $100 a month and it costs nothing. Is that worth it to you? And he goes, yeah. I go, great. I said, the app's going to launch in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We're waiting for Apple and Google to come back with all the approvals. And it's going to be that simple. I'm going to put your email, and what I'll do in that case, now I keep talking to them. So it just depends on how the conversation goes if I take them to the next level. And when you say wordsmithing, this is where I try to be different, because a kid like this has no idea what an affiliate program is. And when you start talking affiliate this, and you're going to make this and check match, it's way too much for somebody like that, because he's never been around it. So I'll say, hey, fantastic. So here's what I want to run by you. I said, we have a bonus program that allows you to even do even better with it if you're interested in that. And I kind of listened to him. He goes, well, I don't talk money. I don't talk anything. And then we'll start saying, so there's a bonus layer to it. Everybody user comes in free. They can connect people. And when they do, they're going to get $1 per person. So that's going to be an extra 100. And your 25 is $125 a month. I said, you can connect as many as you want. There's no limit. And I said, now, remember I mentioned the bonus program? Think of all the people those people are going to share with. So your 100 friends are going to get up to $25 as well. I don't get into the details of the 5 to 25. I want him to ask me questions. And I just say up to $25, because that's what's there. That's what we have on the webpage, $5 to $25. So I say the 25. I want him to ask me questions. And I say, what if, I just want you to imagine, what if those 100 connect one each? That's another 100 people. And I'm like, right. So in order to get paid on that, those people that your friends bring in, we have a bonus program. I said, you ever heard of a referral program? He goes, yeah. My Spotify, if I refer friends, I get, he told me what it was. I have no idea. I don't have Spotify. But while you were talking, I checked Canva. Canva has a referral program. Refer a friend, you get a point, whatever that means. I have no idea. But just to give an idea, so I want him to understand where I'm going with this. I said, so that's how the referral program works. Our bonus program, we call it an affiliate program. And I said, just so you know, there's a $9.95 a month fee for the administration of that. And I said, think about it. The $25 that you're going to earn from having the data on your phone is going to cover that. And you're still got $200 and some coming in. Now you can take this to another level. I don't get into check match with somebody like that. I don't get into the fact that, there's more to it, and that can come along when he gets an interest. And I say, is that something that interests you? Yes. All right. I'm going to text you a link and I'm going to have you set up, and I'll be there to help you out and work along. That's the simplicity of talking with a conversation. It's what the possibilities are. And like I said, when Richard first reached out to me, I just let it go for probably 2 weeks. And I was sitting and one day on the phone and talking to somebody, and I go, hey, and he's techie. And I said, let me run something by you. And I did the same thing. We worked together with some other stuff. And I just said, let me run something by you. I'm aware of this company that's developing an app, and you're going to be able to download it on your phone, and they're going to pay you up to $25. And again, the same conversation coming from an adult. And he's like, how do they do that? And I said, well, you know, data, right? Yeah, yeah, that's true. I said, supposedly data is the new oil. And I said, they're going to take the data, and it's anonymous from what I understand. I mean, that was in 2 weeks ago when I first, started looking into it. And I said, data is the new oil, and et cetera, et cetera. And send that link over. Well, here's a couple of videos, right? Send them over the 58-second cartoon. What I do know psychologically is that cartoon registers in somebody's head when they see it. And when I bring up something, that cartoon's probably going to run through their head. I mean, you were talking about the attention span. Scientifically, it's been discovered that humans have 1 second less than a goldfish in their attention span. The goldfish has an 8-second attention span. We have a 7-second. You did say that. So the point is, what can you say to just start the conversation? And that's basically what it is. Create dialogue. You're talking about Stephanie's stories. I got a buddy that's a master at it, my friend James. I mean, he is the master at stories and engagement. And I haven't done one story yet.
Yeah.
All mine's just been reaching out saying, hey, I want to run something by you. I'd like to talk to you. Got a minute to chat. And that's everything I've done has been basically organic by just talking to somebody. Now, do I send out a text message? Absolutely. I'll send out a text message or a messenger message and say, I got something running. I'll run it. I'll pop 5 of them out real quick. And that's the chum. You were talking about the chum, right? Fishing. We talked about the different aspects of fishing, where as fishermen, I fly fish. And once I don't get any hits on a certain fly, I'm going to change it out to another fly or a nymph or a streamer. And I try and I go back over the same hole because I can see the fish there. They're always wanting to eat. So something's just not resonating with them. So, you see the guys that go out and fish for sharks, they throw chum over the board. They don't want to catch the snapper and on the groupers. They want sharks. So they chum. Well, my text messages are the chum. I throw out a few text messages. I'll do a voice message, with an iPhone, or you can pick up your phone. You can hit text message and send a quick message. Hey, Danny, Mike, hey, I want to reach out to you. Give me a call when you get a chance, because you're more likely to see that message or listen to it than if I call you and you let it go to voicemail. So that's the simplicity. And when you talked about wordsmithing, I just try to keep it on simple terms. When you're working with somebody that's an experienced networker or does online business, they get that kind of thing. So you can use the terms that they're used to.
Right. So
I don't know if I rambled on there, but it's it's just, I have fun with it. It's just, I just find this to be so simple. And I tell people that I go, this is simple. I don't say this is easy, because everybody here is easy. So I just say, hey, this is something simple that the person who has never been able to make any money online can do it here, because there's no way you can't get paid. The app pays you to have it on the phone, so you can't lose, even if it's the $9. And I'll give credit to Richard for coming up with that one. But here's what's happening in this situation we're in, Danny, with this promo period. You said we have about 3 weeks to go, and some of the message you sent out. I mean, right now we're looking for that unique individual that has the vision to see the possibilities. Getting our ducks in a row on our first and second tier, and helping people do the same with simple messages. And again, it comes down to the fact that when somebody goes, okay, what do I need to do? And I go, take the same message I used with you. Obviously, it interested you. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it did interest you. I'm not going to say it worked with you, because it interested you, right? It got you to call me, and all I want is the dialogue where I can explain the simplicity of this. And that's all it is. And sending those messages out. So those people that have the vision, of course, timing right now is everything with what we're doing. We have until the app launches. And I heard somebody say this. I don't know if Stephanie's on here. She's somebody that came in, a YouTuber. And this lady's got a great following. And that leads to another story. But, for $9.95, you're going to join, you're going to set up and pay your administration fee, and you get the next 12 months free. That's $120 in savings. Use that. Hey, lock in this spot. You're going to save $120 if you do. When the app launches, I can't help you with that. So that's what's really cool. And by listening to other people, getting involved, watching what they do, even they're people that you bring in and they're connected to you, you learn stuff from these people. Another approach I did with another young man who serves at another restaurant around here. I talking to him. He's 21. I said, "Hey, Isaac, how old are you?" "I'm 21. He said, "By any chance," I said, "are you into TikTok, Instagram, those sorts of things that these kids are into, the Gen Xers and the millennials?" He goes, "No, I'm not." He goes, "My girlfriend, she's on Instagram. She has 4,000 followers." And I went, "Wow, really? What does she do?" "Well, she gets on and she just, talks and posts stuff." And I said, this is what I said to him. And I don't know where it came from. I just said, "How would she like to monetize that?" And he looked at me, again, there's another word. I didn't say, "Do you want to make some money doing that?" I just said, how would she like to monetize that?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Just imagine if 10% of her followers join, even as a free user." I said, 10%, that's 400. Would she be interested in extra $425 a month? He's like, "Yeah." And what happened with that, he's sitting there and he goes, "You know what? I got a buddy Josh, who's got 87,000 followers." I'm like, "What's his page?" And I start looking it up. And he's a race car driver and he's just, does the small circuit, but his biggest thing is designing the graphics. So he tracks people with graphics. And I said, "I'd like to talk to Josh. Can you arrange that?" And he goes, "Sure." And he texts him. He goes, "Josh," and I said, "Here's what take the same scenario, 87,000 followers. If he does his videos and whatever, then again, 10% of that is 8,700. The guy has the opportunity to make $8,700 a month just promoting an app, and it's free. I don't even have to get into the affiliate program at that point. That's enough to interest anybody, right? And then again, the one that really got me on that roll was when Richard were talking. He calls me up one night and he goes, that's where I got the monetize, where this was before I talked to Isaac, but he just said, "Hey, I got this buddy whose niece is on TikTok and she has 4.5 million followers." And I went, "What? What the heck is that all about?" I'm not a TikTok. I'm just like, what is that all about? What does she do? She's an artist and she'll do a video and she'll get 300,000 views. I go, "Richard," I said, "we got to figure out some way to help them monetize that, because 10% of 4.5 million is what?"
Yeah.
Or 1%. 1% of 4.5 million is 45,000. I mean, again, it's the what if. Imagine the possibilities. So I'm not saying you just go and start reaching out to TikTokers, because you're not going to get their interest, because you're just like on Instagram or anything else. It comes in, it gets barred. You got to find out who do you know and who's going to get you in the door with a little soft knock, right? I mean, it's find out who they know, because you're going to be able to get to that person with the referral from the person you're talking to. And like I said, Isaac talked to me about his girlfriend, one of his buddies, Josh. And as I was leaving, he texted me and he goes, "Hey, this guy," and he screen printed, "this guy has a radio show and it's all in Spanish." And he said, "This guy's got a podcast. He's got over 200,000 followers. He wants to talk to you." I didn't even ask for that one. He texted me the guy's name and number. That's what's such coming your way.
Yeah.
Because the way we come across, we're using the tools, we're just creating a conversation. You have the relationship and it all comes to fruition. We can still do the Facebook and stuff like that. In my opinion, for me, the way I work, I think it's going to be a lot easier for me when the app launches just to do a Facebook story. But there are people that are doing it and having success and well, obviously you've got the proof with Stephanie.
Yeah. Well, and several people, I think.
I just started because call, then I'll come watch.
What
Is
was
that a
that?
question?
Sorry.
I think that's showing Sheila. Sheila, did you have a question? You're unmuted. All right. So yeah, so I mean, that's kind of like the scenarios that I work with, Danny. I hope it helps people. And every time somebody calls me and goes, "What are you doing?" especially with the connections, it's I'm just ecstatic to see what's happened, as from the first time I had somebody sign, enroll, and where we are right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we're over 2,000 affiliates strong because of the people that are here tonight. And because of people
Mhm.
like you and Richard and Chuck and, you know, Stephanie and I mean, the names go on and on. Michael,
Mhm.
it's an honor to be here with everyone. And really, I think this is a program that is pretty simple for people to share. We don't need to complicate it. And I love the way you said, you know, be a person of value and speak their language. If you're talking to somebody who's a college student, don't make them look at you strange because you're talking affiliates and comp plans and levels and tiers and all of those things. It's, hey, who do you know, right? They all travel in packs anyway.
Mhm.
So
And it
what about
seems like
something?
every Gen X and millennial right now is on Instagram. Instagram seems to be their most popular over Facebook. I have 3 daughters, 23 to 36, and it just blows my mind that, you know, one, I don't do anything. She runs a business in LA. Her and her fiance have a business and they do nothing but Instagram. She will not touch anything else. She goes, "This is where my people are, my niche." My other 2 are on Instagram a lot. They do use Facebook a lot, but Snapchat. And then, you know, my Isaac brings up another one. He's like, "Oh yeah, you got to check out Twitch." I'm like, "Oh gee." The only Twitch I get is when I get nervous.
There's not, there
Yeah.
are so many
It,
different
he
social
pulled
media.
it up on his phone. He's showing me these people that have these followers, and I'm going, "Who do you know?" And he's connecting me with them. And you know,
Mhm.
"Hey, I'm going to get you connected to this person, this person." I said, "Well, this is why I'm showing you the power of networking, Isaac. You're 21. You're going to be 22. He just finished school to be a diesel mechanic. He's looking forward to having his own business to work on big rigs because he loves it." I go, "Just, you know, let's talk to your friends, and then I'm going to show you the power of this network and what it's going to do for you."
Mhm.
Right? I didn't throw up and go, "Oh, you're gonna make 20 grand a month if Josh comes on and your girlfriend and this podcast guy." I didn't say anything like that. I just go, "There's so much opportunity. I just want you to think of the possibilities." And all I do is give them numbers. They can calculate themselves. You know, what if 1% of 87,000 enrolled with Josh and you're connected to him and you connect him? What if the radio guy brings in 1% of his 200,000? I let them figure that out. I'm not going to make the income claim. It's true if that happens, right?
Right.
I mean, we know doggone well that if somebody that has a YouTube presence and they've got thousands of followers brings in X amount of people, they're going to make that money. We know it. Ralter said so.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and another thing you just said, Mike, that I love is that meet them where they're at. It doesn't matter if you have Twitch. It doesn't matter if you have Snapchat or TikTok or any of those things. If that's what they have, that's where their platform is. So you just you're speaking their language and helping them imagine the possibilities.
Right. And then you and I talked about one thing earlier too. It's like, I try not to get a yes or no question. I want them to give me an answer, right? When you ask them something, I just want them to give me an answer. I don't want them to really say yes. It's like, "Hey, do you think you can connect 200 people?" Yes, the conversation ends, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I say, "How many people do you think you can connect?" He said 100. Oh, that's exciting. Well, let me tell you more, right? It leads into, it's just a better flow. I learned that in years and years ago when I worked in the airline business. I was a reservation agent. That's how I was doing when I was in college, and I had to ask yes or no questions. So I learned a lot. So all our past experiences, you know, come to a head in these learning experiences you have through your work. If you do certain things, you know, companies like this in the past and it didn't go well, it's always a learning experience. It's never a fail. It's always a learning experience.
Okay, so I'm taking notes for everybody right now. So how did you rephrase that? How many people?
How many people do you feel you could connect? Again, I just bring it. Well, you asked me to think about it. Now I got to think about it. Let's see. I'll say,
How many
what do you
people do you
think?
think?
I mean, how many people do you think you could share this that you could share this with? Yeah, I don't want to use connect. I mean, how many people do you think you'll share this with?
Yes. Right.
And you get an answer, right? You get a number. No, whoa, really? That's awesome. you know, 100 people. He goes, yeah, 100 to 200. I had one guy go, if I don't get 1,000 in, I'll be disappointed. I'm like, okay, well, let's take it to the next layer. The bonus program. You know, I didn't say the affiliate program. I go, the bonus program. He goes, what's the bonus program? I go, that's where your connections connect people. That's where they'll take it to another level. I go, the first group of people you connect, that's tier 1. I don't use levels. I try not to use it'll because we're used to it in this business, but I try to stay away. I try to use what Walter's using. He says tier, that's what you're using, whoever you and Chuck put together the presentation. I go, the first people you connect, that's your circle of influence right there. That's tier 1. And you can just say that's the first circle, right? Those are people connected to me. I've got a comfort zone and these are my people. Now they have their people. And when they bring people in, that's tier 2. This is a 2-level program. But the cool thing is there's money up flowing from level 4. And then they go, what do you mean by that? Now I can talk about, you know, getting into the pro bonus program. You're called an affiliate, you know, super affiliate, check match. And oh, by the way, there's also this program that's open to the first 50 people. I let them give me the answers that take me to the next step.
Sure.
Because I don't want to just spew it out. Because if you're doing something, you throw it all in me, you go, and there's this equity program. And if you're one of the first people to get on and you're going to get 1%, you're going to share 1%. And they're looking at you and they're like, yeah, I don't think that's for me.
That's when the line breaks, right? When you're fishing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's when the line snaps, because you're not fishing that fish correctly. I hate to say fishing, you know, when we do it that way, but that's exactly, you're right. I mean, if you're anybody on here that's a fly fisherman knows that you've got to let the rod, the tool, do its work. You can't just reel that damn thing in because it's not coming. You're letting the rod, the tool, do its work, and then you're slowly bringing that fish in because you're doing the right. You're doing the right thing. You're giving the right story.
Yep.
And it happens also with using the wrong equipment on deep sea fishing. So yeah, that's a great analogy.
Yeah. So, okay. So I loved one of the things that you said that you feel comfortable doing once the app is live is doing like a little, here's how to use it, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Say that again.
If you're
I heard you, but I didn't
doing a
hear you.
story or something on social media, what you feel comfortable doing, you had kind of said earlier, I think it was just doing like a app demo.
Oh, you mean, well, I was saying what I was kind of giving you kind of ideas that I'm thinking about doing once the app launches.
Right.
You know, it's kind of to do it on a Facebook story and Instagram, right? When the app launches, it's a free for all. I mean,
right.
And I don't mean that as in competition. It's just that now it's easier. Right now, the whole thing is the focus should be those, you know, those unique individuals that you can get them lined up so they're all going to get affiliates and you have affiliates and et cetera, right? Because you're putting people in a fantastic position, and it's all $9.95 for basically a year. So the whole thing is when the app launches, I just feel, hey, I'm going to put a post on and pretty something simple. Hey, I need 23 more people to finish a focus group, you know, and it's going to say something like, hey, I need 23 people to fill a focus group. I said, all I need you to do is download an app, leave it on your phone for 60 days. And the reason I'm using 60 is I think 90 is too long, 30 is too short. Yes. Leave it on your phone for 60 days. You're going to earn $5 to $25 a month. And oh, by the way, anybody you refer in that helps you fill this thing up, I'll give you another $1 a month. Well, I know personally, I'm not giving it to them, but I'm still talking about the program. Again, all you're trying to do is get somebody to create dialogue. Hey, what's this all about? Right? And you go, hey, here's what's happening. First, let me send you a link and download the app, right? Because it's free at that time. Download the app, and now they're coded to you. And let's talk about any more. You start the whole thing. Hey, Danny, do me a favor right now. Download the app. Just go here. I'll text you my link, because that's what we're going to do for at least the first 30 days. Only we are going to be able to refer it out. It will not be in the app store to download. So that's the conversation. Here's the link. So boom, I'm running the focus group. I'm going to ask you to leave it on for the next 60 days. And they're going to, based on your data, well, how does that work? I'm not exactly sure. well, what what do they do with the data? And I say to them, I've had people go, what do you do with the data? And I go, same thing as Facebook. And they go, what does Facebook do? And I go, I don't know. I'm just trying to make a point, right? It's not about what Tapestry does. Understand that those 50 apps on your phone are collecting anonymous data every day. There's nothing you can do to stop it. I don't care what you say. You can turn off your location data, and most of them are still collecting. Walter's told us if you turn on location services, we can't track you. Okay, he's one of the light ones. But
Right.
the Ways of the world, the Facebooks, the Twitters, Apple phone, Samsung, your cell phone service. I mean, I'm with T-Mobile and they sent me a message 2 weeks ago. Hey, just so you know, we're going to start selling your data. And pretty much you read the terms. There's nothing you can do about it because we're giving it to you for $35 a month. Now, maybe they might come out with a program where I can go back to paying $65 and they won't sell my data, but they got to do something. They're pumping out $35 a month for unlimited data, high-speed data and everything. If you have 4 phones, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
if something's free, guess who the product is? Well, we're the product in a way, but they're paying us for it.
Exactly. And that is one. I love how you share. I love how you keep it simple. I love how you're speaking to the person in their language and helping them imagine the possibilities instead of feeding what you think the possibilities could be to them. It's just,
Thank you.
yeah, it's just genius. I think that, like I said, I'm so glad you're here tonight to just share, and I'm sure everybody sees the value in just listening to how you present, because it's an opportunity for all of us to hone our skills as well and learn from somebody how long have you been doing this, Mike?
This, you mean Tapestry?
Your wordsmithing, your natural ability to present in ways.
Oh, so that goes back years ago when I worked for Pacific Southwest Airlines and US Airways when they bought them. And I was in international development. I had to write training videos for the people overseas. And basically, I told you that you can keep using the same word over, and I just get out the thesaurus and go, okay, what's a different word for this? So because I just used it. And you just get used to making it something that comes across. I mean, you've got to make it come across because, like you said, the attention span. And when you're talking to somebody, it's like most people I refuse when they call me and they say, hey, I want to know more. Tell me all about it. I go, did you watch the video? No. Well, then go watch the video because that'll save us 30 minutes. The last thing I want to do is waste your time and then waste my time. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just that it makes more sense because it's the tool. The little 58-second video doesn't give you all the answers, but it gives you an idea how this works. So when I talk about the app and being on your phone, those pictures are running through your head like a movie. And that's psychologically, that's studied that pictures are worth $1 million in this case.
Absolutely.
So watch that video, watch Walter. Last week and Fridays, get on those Friday afternoon Zooms with Walter, Chuck, and you. I mean, a week ago Friday, when Walter's 4 minutes was just spot on. I mean, after watching that, I even threw in the chat. I said, that's it. It's all I need. I'm out of here. That's all I need. That copy is what I'm giving to my close-knit people in this industry. You got to watch this. This is what I'm doing. That's, because you do have the people you can call and go, hey, I'm sending you a link, pay the $9.95. We'll talk tomorrow. Pay the link. You can do 10 in an hour. And there's been people that have done it. I mean, Michael Langto did it in an hour. Nicole did it in an hour. Stephanie, the Stephanie I know, we have 2 good Stephanies here, 2 powerhouses, but the Stephanie that I've gotten to know through Timmy, I mean, same thing. She just next day, 26 people in an hour because she's reaching out to her circle going, guys, just do this because they'll listen to you because you've got the credibility with them, right? You've got the Kavorka. That's an old Seinfeld thing. But the thing is, you've got the people you can call and go, look, you got to do this. I'll call you back, and you just move on. And of course they're going, what's going on? What's going on? I want to, it gets infectious.
Yes.
Become
Absolutely.
infectious, right? Become infectious to your friends in a good way.
Yep.
And, you know, and people go, well, how do you follow up? They don't get back to you. I send them right now. I go, hey, this app is spreading faster than the COVID pandemic. I go, I'm telling you, watch this video, give me a call. And I did that, and I had 3 people call me today.
Nice.
So, I mean, I just
and
try
when
to be
you say watch this video,
fun.
you're literally referring to the 1 minute, or are you talking about the 4 minute?
I refer to the 4 minute because, again, I want them to have the attention. Then what I do is when they're like, that's really good, I want more. Then I go grab last Friday's where it was Walter and Chuck back to back in such a short time. You know, Walter again, 5 minutes, Chuck just spot on, nailed every aspect without hesitation. I don't even think he took a breath, but it was spot on, perfect. And it's, what is that, 9 minutes together? I mean, you send somebody a 9 minute, go, hey, it's going to take 10 minutes to watch this. They're like, oh, 10 minutes, that's 30. You know, another thing I told you that I do is I use uneven numbers. Look, literally 7 minutes to watch this, 11, 13. I don't use 15, even though it's an odd number. It's an even number on the clock. It's, you know, it's a quarter of an hour. So I just stick the stuff that's going to stop their brain from thinking, you know, trying to blow me off. Because when I go 13 minutes, they're like, what? They stop and go, what do you mean 13 minutes? What do you mean 7? They were expecting to hear me see 10, 20, 15, something like that. So you got to make it fun. And you can't get depressed when people don't talk to you or don't answer you. When they don't answer me, I'm like, all right, here comes the follow-up.
Yep, exactly.
You know, voice message, hey, you know, and most of the time I text it. I use the text messaging and I talk into it and then I send it as a text. You can do that on iPhone, and I know there's something you can do with it on Android. I'm not an Android user, so Michael Langton and I go back and forth making ribs at each other because he's an Android guy and I'm an iPhone guy. So, you know, I go, yeah, iPhone does this. But it's so simple to do it. You know, you hit the thing and go, hey, Danny, it's Mike. I just sorry you didn't answer the call when I called you here, but get back to me ASAP. And of course, the guy, they'll go, you didn't call me. Oh, I didn't, you know, and just, but the thing is, they get back to you.
Right.
They go, wait a minute, he thought he called me? And they call me back and I go, hey, I got something I want to run by you here.
Awesome.
I don't say thing. I don't say I got this thing to run by you. If anything, I'll say project. Hey, I've got a project I've been working on and I want to run by, you know, just get your thoughts on this. Yeah, right there, the first one, top left, that's 6-4. I think that, well, no, that's 34 minutes.
I think this is the one. 3 days ago, same time. This is the one Chuck cut down, took out the question and answer at the end, and this is pretty.
Yeah, so the 6-4 one was, well, actually,
that's the Q&A
so
part.
that's 6-4, and then the one the week prior, the 5, what is that, 528 or something?
Oh, maybe that's this one then. Well, I'll get the links, but I'm going to add, what I'm going to do is, so I've already added this one. Thank you so much, because what I did was I added it to the tapestry playlist. So for anybody on screen here, when you go to
I can, you know, guys, hey, just real quick, if you want, you know, if you've got that question, I go, what does the app do and how does it work? Watch the French fry video. It's 12, 13 minutes. Walter talks about how they worked with Barclays, which is a large marketing advertising firm in Chicago, to put together the data that Burger King needed proof that their Impossible Burger ads were working. And it's mind-boggling. And I heard stuff I never knew, how they code an app that, you know, they contact these app companies and say, hey, we'll pay you to put our code on your app. Well, of course they go, yeah, we'll take it, because they're not getting anything. And he tells you the type of apps they look for and for what reason. But they went into St. Louis and East St. Louis and Kansas City, and they proved to Burger King that people were going, during when they ran the ads, people were going to Burger King 18 to 23% more than McDonald's in the same area. That's huge in that business. And he was the mastermind behind it. And that's the guy we have doing this for us. So if you have any doubt on what the company, Walter and his team, Concentrics, are doing to make it the app tapestry, good Lord, watch that and come away with confidence and just giddy up time.
Love it. Awesome. Okay, and I just added that as you're speaking. Obviously, everybody can see. Why won't let me click post? Oh, come on.
And then I have somebody go, that's not the French fry video. That's the Burger King video. Whatever. Whatever.
We'll call it whatever we want.
I mean, that's like, you know, you guys really haven't nailed down a name for the tapestry equity opportunity. I just call it the super duper affiliate.
I love
it's more
it.
fun than whatever. I mean, Chuck, I know you're on there. What'd you call it? I think we should put out a survey, which is more fun. There we go. Global affiliate. Okay, guys, let's do a survey. Who likes super duper affiliate? Who likes global affiliate? I'm just saying it's more fun.
It is more fun. It is a lot more
Yeah.
fun.
We can call it, there's a global super affiliate.
There you go. The super duper, we can call it super
Yeah.
duper, but we'll probably call it global affiliate, you know, more professional.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, okay. So I think everybody's minds are like, okay, they're ready to go share. They're ready to go see, go put what they've learned tonight into practice. And that's where the real fun begins. So Mike, thank you so much. I want to read a few of the comments because I don't know if you can see these or not, but you're more infectious than COVID-19. Great training. Yeah, I agree. Just lots of people saying no does not mean no, it means not right now. All of those different things. Android can do voice and text, buddy. Wonder who said that. You have to spend time to understand your product, watch the videos repeatedly. We've created these tools here. This really is the go-to hub, that Tapestry affiliate group. Thank you to Michael Linkto for constantly requesting and suggesting, and you have as well, Mike, and so many other people. Chuck and I are doing the best we can, but man, you guys are building so quick that I feel like I'm constantly trying to keep up. So we've created these guides, and this should be the very first thing. Once you have somebody become an affiliate, get them into the Tapestry affiliate Facebook group, because the go-to place are the guides. That's the first thing they want to do, is go click on the menu bar up here and click on guides, and it will step-by-step walk them through all of the tools and resources that Mike has spoke of tonight are right there. I'm gonna make sure the videos, his go-to gotta have videos, are in the video guide. My computer is not allowing me to click on things. It's being moody. But anyway, go-to guides right here. So you've got live events and trainings. You've got the Friday webinar. You're always the live Zoom meeting with Walter and Chuck. Those are excellent opportunities to invite anybody you've showed the 1-minute video to who's asking questions. You know what? That's a great question. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow, there's this overview. The founder himself can get all those questions answered way better than I can. Our social media training, we're only going to do this. I'm only going to do this for the month of June because I want to live my life. It's summer. I want to go fishing for real. So I want you guys to be out there too. This is a free app that we can share with everybody. And when that app is in the App Store, we should be out meeting with people, having fun wherever we go, sharing Tapestry with anyone, right? Helping them earn on their data too. So we're going to do these on Monday nights through June. And then after that, we'll just have all the resources down here for all of the past recorded ones. I add them every week. Same with any really good posts of frequently asked questions and things like that about, like, when does the founders promo end and how do we get paid and those kinds of things. They're also answered in these Q&A videos. So we're going to add the French fry video here when my computer decides to let me push post. I think it might be Zoom interfering, but this is your go-to. And this is your homework, right? To get familiar with knowing where to find the tools, not so you can be the tool, so you can find them and then share them with those asking lots of questions, because they're asking questions because they are curious, they are interested, they bit the hook, and now we want to have a little finesse and not be the one answering everything for them. So ultimately, keep it simple, have fun with it, and thank you, Mike, for sharing your insight and your wisdom and just making it.
My pleasure, Danny. Hey, well, there's a question here, and I know everybody asks this one a lot. Is there a date of the launch of the app? And I know we always say and I'll let you or Chuck address that. I mean, that's asked all the time.
It
So
is.
is there a date of the launch of the app? So
I
yeah,
asked myself, is today going to be the day? I feel like the kid in the back seat. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? We don't know because the ball is in Apple's court. So the app is in review. It has been submitted. I believe we're on day 9 since it was submitted. And
a week ago Friday.
yeah, and so that's what we know. We have the approval process that it is going through right now with Apple and Android, but nobody's going to tell us they're not going to make a promise to us
Right. And you can Google it. They don't give you a timeline. They could say say it could be 48 hours or longer. There's no timeline to it. And I would think you guys are good when it comes back. Walter's not going to just throw it out that day. He's going to say, hey, we got the app back. We're going to launch tomorrow, guys, at a certain time, because they got to go through a prep stage to put that out there and get their systems ready to start tracking. So I guess I could say I'm pretty sure we're not going to not be notified, right?
We're going to do our best to notify, but
Yeah.
I can't say for sure. I can't give 100% yes or no answer to that. I mean, obviously, if we know, we're going to let you guys know, right? As soon as we find out. But I'm not familiar with the complete Apple approval process myself. So that's my answer for now.
Mike, this is Chuck. Great training tonight. Absolutely rocked it. Yeah, you'll know. Walter's going to let people know when it comes back approved. And then we'll have a big fanfare about launching. In fact, he was already planning with Danny, myself, how we can have a big celebration soon. We get a certain number of users, certain amount of commission paid. The man is ready to party. We got a great thing going on. Great job tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck. He is ready to party. I love it. We had a really good time meeting him and the team in Chicago. And so having said that, Friday is an opportunity to hear from Walter himself, hear from Chuck himself, give an overview of what Tapestry is, what the affiliate program is, and why we're here and the opportunity we all have to share it with the world. So make sure that you leverage that. That's a lot opportunity live to be there and on Zoom and get your questions answered after the 9 to 12 minute overview. That's usually how long they last. Don't you love that? Having something that's so simple, so quick and simple. So I just want to thank everybody for your time. Thanks for being here with us for an hour. I think it was extremely valuable. I'm going to be listening to this over and over so I can start keeping things simple and presenting in a way that's just fun and gets people texting me before I leave the restaurant with more people they want me to talk to. That's awesome. Thanks so much, Mike, for your time, and everybody have a wonderful night, and go share Tapestry with someone.
Thanks, Danny.
Yep. Good night, guys. I'll get this recording posted in the group as well as soon as it's done.